Welcome to the Man Cave Podcast with Dan Casper.
I want to talk a little hoops. I want to talk a little Bucks here because, well, tonight is also the NFL Draft Lottery, also known as the Cooper Flag Lottery. Where's he going to go? Get ready for some conspiracy theories to be floated out there, especially depending on the team that gets the number one pick tonight. But that's not what we're going to talk about. Obviously, one of the bigger talking points all offseason, whether we like it or not, Bucks fans, is going to be Giannis and his future with the team. And this is a huge offseason for the Bucks overall. But Bobby Portis, late last week, was on FanDuel's Run It Back. And obviously, if you get a Bucks player, you're going to ask him about Giannis. And you're going to ask him about his future with the team. And Bobby Portis said this about Giannis, saying that Giannis bleeds green. He bleeds green. I think he wants that Tim Duncan, Kobe, Steph Curry type career where they play with one franchise. And Giannis goes on Instagram and comments on that quote saying, "Don't worry about me. What are you doing, Bobby? Are you staying or leaving?" Exclamation point, question mark. So, much to do about nothing. Is there something there with the comments from Giannis? Because here's the thing, too. Again, whether you like it or not, anytime Giannis makes a comment, whether it's in an interview or a social media post, or whether he likes something on social media, it is going to be analyzed, scrutinized, investigated. We're going to try to, what does he mean by that? It is going to be looked at with a fine tooth and comb because everybody wants to figure out what is the plan going to be. And that's just the way it is. Earlier on last week, too, Shams from ESPN said that Giannis would meet with the Bucks to discuss his future. And I know that made, that was trending, to use the younger generation terminology. But isn't that just a typical exit interview? So I think that got blown up unnecessarily too, because I feel like that's just a straight up exit interview. We hear about it in the NFL. We hear about it in a lot of other sports. I mean, before players go to their respective ways, go on vacation or get out of town, they're going to talk to the team, front office, maybe the owners, depending on who the player is, coach. So I think that's kind of got blown up. I don't know what Giannis meant by his comment. I think, for one, we know Giannis likes to have fun. He likes to goof around. He likes to make jokes. He likes to make light of situations. That's typical Giannis. Did he have to make a comment about, "Don't worry about me, but where are you going, Bobby"? No, he didn't have to. But that's Giannis' personality. He likes to have fun. He likes to joke around. Does it cause us maybe some anxiety as Bucks fans? What do you mean, Giannis? Does that mean you're going to stay? Yeah, I mean, it comes at the misfortune of that, because then we're like, oh, what does he mean by that? We're trying to decipher that. Just tell us, Giannis, if you want to stay. Please, just say that you're not going anywhere. That's all we want to hear. That's not going to happen. Look at the history of some of the stuff Giannis has said. One point he has said, "I want to be a Buck forever." Then he makes another comment about, well, if the general manager says that, I get a text from the general manager that I'm traded, I'm going to accept that and move on. It's gone back and forth. And I know Bucks fans don't want to, they get upset, some do at least, with this whole Giannis talk, whether he's going to be there or not. They'll say, well, Giannis has never said that he wants to leave. You're right. He has publicly never said he does not want to leave. He hasn't said anything publicly. He hasn't, on one hand, he hasn't said, hey, I want to leave Milwaukee. I want out. I want to be traded. But to be fair, on the other hand, he hasn't right now said, enough. Enough with this talk. I ain't going anywhere. I'm not asking for a trade. I'm not doing this. I'm staying here. So until we hear definitively from either side, there's going to be a lot of armchair investigations, internet sleuths, and just straight up fans trying to figure out, trying to decipher, and hoping and praying that their franchise player won't go anywhere, or trying to figure out what he's going to do. That's just the name of the game right now. And I get it. It's frustrating. As a Bucs fan myself, it's nerve-wracking. It's frustrating. All the above. So I don't know. I guess, it's... As soon as Giannis commented on that on Instagram, it blew up all over the place. And no surprise, it blew up all over the place. Nobody should be surprised by that. Nobody should be surprised by that. But I don't think it answers the question either way. I don't think it answers the question whether he's going to be there, whether he's going to move on. If I'm a Bucs fan, I think the biggest thing that I'm maybe a little frustrated about right now, or maybe a little bit concerned about right now, has nothing to do with Giannis at this point. It's about the coaching situation, because we still have not heard anything about a change in coaching or anything like that. So, this tells me, are we running it back with Doc as the head coach? Is he coming back as the head coach? Because the longer this goes on, it kind of feels that way. Now, I get it. The NBA, it's not like the NFL in the aspect of fire head coach so they could try and start the process of finding a new one. It's a race to find a new one. Teams would love to hire their new head coach in the NFL as soon as possible. They want to get that thing figured out. NBA is not like that in terms of the NFL. So they could be a little bit more patient. Maybe there's still news to be had. We're still in the postseason. But I think the longer this goes, if you are one that's like, man, I wish they would change head coaches, I wish they would kind of move on and get somebody new in, yeah, I think now you could be maybe a little bit nervous about the fact that, they're sure not going to be there. Or they're sure not going to make a move. Or maybe it's just simply as, if they do make a move, they're just going to promote Darvin Ham. Maybe they already know that. And there's no rush to make some sort of official announcement or anything like that. I don't know. But that's the thing to me, outside of the whole, Giannis, is he staying, is he going, talk that's going to just pollute our social media feeds or our Bucs talk this offseason. Right now, if there's a concern I have, it's, are they not going to make any changes to their head coaching department? That would kind of annoy me a little bit. Just saying. Oh, boy. We were just talking about Giannis, and we got a little breaking news for Giannis. So, for the first time, as Sham says, two-time NBA MVP Giannis has not made any firm decisions, but for the first time in his career, he is open-minded about whether his best fit is remaining in Milwaukee or playing elsewhere, league sources told ESPN. All right. So, it's a little bit of a newsworthy there. It's a little bit newsworthy. If this is in fact for the first time, if this is the first time in his career that Giannis is open to potentially exploring playing elsewhere outside of Milwaukee, it's kind of newsworthy. As Shams, I haven't read the whole piece yet. It's not very long, but it's up on ESPN.com. The two-time MVP has not made any firm decisions on his future after the franchise's third consecutive postseason exit in the first round. But for the first time in his career, Giannis is open-minded about exploring whether his best long-term fit is remaining in Milwaukee or playing elsewhere. Teams have approached the Bucks frequently over the years about the availability of Giannis as a normal exercise and are expected to ramp up due diligence during Combine Week. But any conversations surrounding the all-NBA superstar start primarily with where he believes his long-term future lies and whether there is a franchise outside of Milwaukee that is sensible for him. The Bucks and Giannis's representatives are expected to sit down during the offseason to discuss the future, sources said. Buckle up. It's going to be one of those off seasons. Buckle up. It's going to be yeah. I hope this gets figured out sooner rather than later, just for all of our sakes and for all of our anxiety and for all of our stress levels and for all of our nerves, whatever the heck you want to call it. Figure it out quick, because I don't know if I want to be dragged throughout summer with this whole, what is Giannis going to do? Is he going to be moving? Is he going to be traded? Is he going to stay? That sort of thing. But, all right, maybe this is the first little bit of a nugget, a little bit of a domino to kind of fall. I don't even know if I want to say a domino to fall, because it's really not a domino to fall at this point. But if we take it for what it's worth, that this is the first time that Giannis is willing to, or open-minded about playing elsewhere and willing to explore that, it's newsworthy. There's no question about it. It's newsworthy. I still feel like, too, that part of it, the big wrench in this whole thing, is Dame and Damian Lillard not being healthy to begin next year. I really feel like that's a big wrench into this whole thing. If he was healthy to begin next year, I think it changes a lot. But there's so much uncertainty.